He had just celebrated one of the most joyful moments of his life, his wedding, when his body took an unforeseen turn. In the span of mere days, the young man who built a career around connecting with the departed found himself confronting medical emergencies that defied easy explanation. Over the next 6 months, Tyler Henry faced a gauntlet of physical and cognitive challenges that tested the limits of his resilience. What unfolded was a journey marked by vulnerability, raw honesty, and an unyielding determination to endure while remaining in the public eye. Beginnings. Born into complexity. Tyler Henry Kerlewin entered the world far earlier than expected. Arriving 3 months premature, he weighed only 2 pounds and 12 ounces and spent precious weeks in a neonatal intensive care unit. His body, still forming, was thrust into a world it wasn't ready for, setting a foundation of medical complexity that would shape much of his life. Raised by his single mother, Teresa, in California's Central Valley, Tyler always sensed the world differently. This wasn't a feeling of separation, but of subtle awareness, as though his perception brushed against realities others overlooked or dismissed. The gift emerges. By the age of 10, Tyler was already aware that something within him operated beyond ordinary experience. One evening, he told his mother he sensed his grandmother's impending death, and that very night, she passed away. For Tyler, this wasn't a shocking revelation, but confirmation of what he had quietly understood for years, that he perceived things others could not. He was not frightened. Instead, he felt relieved to finally have a term for the disorienting awareness he carried. In reflecting on his gift later in life, he often described it not as a choice, but as something that had chosen him. A mother's belief. Teresa did not dismiss her son's experiences as fanciful or exaggerated. Instead, she took him to a psychic reader who confirmed what Tyler had sensed, that he had a genuine gift that needed guidance, not suppression. From that point forward, Teresa became the backbone of his emerging career. She managed his early readings, organised appointments, and eventually became his manager as his reputation grew beyond anything they had imagined. Her steadfast belief provided Tyler with stability and support as he navigated a path few understood and even fewer accepted without skepticism. A personal story on camera. Years later, that bond between mother and son became the focus of one of the most affecting moments in Tyler's television work. In a series that explored life after loss, he used his abilities to investigate a deeply personal mystery, the identity of his mother's biological father. Unlike his usual celebrity readings, this was his own family's story, a truth hidden for decades. The resolution of that mystery was poignant and powerful, revealing not only personal closure but underscoring how deeply intertwined his gift was with his life and the lives of those he loved. An early brush with mortality. Long before the fame and television documentaries, Tyler had faced a life-threatening condition few knew about. Shortly after his 18th birthday, he underwent brain surgery to remove a congenital colloid cyst, a fluid-filled growth near the center of his brain. While the cyst was not cancerous, its location made it dangerous. If it blocked the flow of cerebrospinal fluid, pressure inside the skull could skyrocket, causing sudden collapse, loss of consciousness, or worse. The surgery relieved that pressure and allowed Tyler to continue on a path that would lead him to wider audiences, unaware at the time that the cyst would re-emerge a decade later. The unraveling in 2025. For over 10 years after that first surgery, Tyler's condition remained stable. He had mentioned the cyst occasionally in interviews, but it was not a defining part of his public persona. In late 2024, a remark he made about possibly linking the cyst to his abilities took on new significance after events in 2025. He spoke candidly about mortality, hinting at a philosophical detachment from the future. In hindsight, those comments foreshadowed the harrowing months ahead, a period that began with joy and swiftly shifted into a grueling sequence of medical crises. 7 days between joy and crisis. May 2025 marked a profound contrast in Tyler's life. On May 7th, he celebrated his marriage, a moment of pure happiness. Just 7 days later, on May 14th, he entered the hospital for brain surgery. That rapid shift from one pinnacle of personal fulfillment to a life-threatening medical intervention was jarring, both for him and the many fans following his journey. But instead of retreating into privacy, Tyler chose openness, documenting his recovery with an honesty that resonated with a wide audience, even as he coped with unexpected complications: memory, vulnerability, and public transparency. The weeks following the May surgery revealed just how intense Tyler's ordeal had been. He openly shared that his short-term memory was severely impaired, at times only lasting about 10 minutes. For someone whose work revolves around memory, perception, and connection, this was especially poignant. He described the sensation in social media posts with humor and humility, comparing himself to a goldfish. But amid the levity was a deeper truth. Tyler was wrestling with a vulnerability that stripped away the certainty with which he usually engaged the world. Continued struggles and breakthrough. After the initial surgery, Tyler faced additional medical hurdles, including a third operation in early December 2025. This procedure finally delivered the outcome everyone had hoped for: the complete removal of the cyst. His post-surgery update struck a different tone, one of relief and cautious optimism. The recovery, he acknowledged, would require rest and patience, and for a time he stepped back from work. By January 2026, his updates reflected healing and renewed hope, along with gratitude for the support he had received over months of public struggle. Reflection. What it all means. Throughout his recovery, Tyler shared insights that went beyond his physical healing. In an earlier interview, he noted that reduced inflammation in his brain had actually sharpened his clarity, a discovery that underscored how deeply the physical state of his brain intertwined with his experience of his gift. Whether one believes in the nature of that gift or not, there's no denying the raw humanity of Tyler's journey. A young man confronting his own mortality, grappling with memory loss, and sharing his journey with millions. His courage and transparency offered not just updates on his health, but reflections on resilience. Outro. The journey continues. Tyler Henry's path through joy and crisis has been one few could have predicted. From a premature birth to life-threatening brain surgery, and from global recognition to a deeply personal bout with memory and healing, his story has resonated far beyond entertainment. Whatever the future holds for his career, one thing is clear: he has emerged from this season not diminished, but deeply transformed. His experience raises questions about what we believe, how we endure, and what it truly means to hold on to both truth and hope in the face of the unimaginable.